One, two, three, four.
Chant down Babylon kingdom, team make me chant down Vatican now. Bang bling bling, chant down Babylon kingdom, team make me chant down Vatican now. Chant down Babylon kingdom, team make me chant down Vatican now. Bang bling bling, chant down Babylon kingdom, team make me chant down Vatican now.
What up, y'all? It's Babylon 5 Podcast. It's your boy, Jermaine Babbles. Not sure how this audio is going to sound this time around. I'm having issues with my Mac Mini. If you guys are long-time listeners, then you already know my issues with recording. Well, and if this is your first time hearing this, hello, my name is Jermaine Babbles, your faithful host. This is the Babylon 5 Podcast, episode 140. I'm calling this bad boy Naija. But as I was saying, so I don't know how this audio is actually going to sound. I hope it's still recording. I hope it records the whole thing and doesn't stop on me without telling me. That would be heartbreaking. If that would happen. I'm actually recording this on my phone. Just going to do an audio recording here, a voice memo. Probably should have looked at if there is a time limit. Hopefully not. But I don't know what's going on with my Mac Mini right now. It's just my external hard drive. It keeps ejecting and then popping back up. And it's also saying like it wasn't ejected properly, which I don't know what's going on. Everything loads up perfectly on my MacBook when I use my MacBook. But as you guys know, I bought the Mac Mini because the MacBook was starting to get really loud, make a lot of sounds. I was just doing too much with that small machine there with its capabilities. So I bought the Mac Mini. But now the Mac Mini today is, for whatever reason, it's having issues, I guess, with my external hard drive. So, it looks like these words are recording now, so I can at least get you that and let you guys know what's going on. But hopefully I have this issue solved. Maybe I gotta update some things. I'm just not aware of that because everything, even when I was just opening a session in Studio One, it wasn't nothing, no tracks were popping up as they normally do. Nothing is working as it should as far as Studio One is concerned. But even so, just even with just the Mac Mini, things aren't working properly with the Mac Mini. And yeah, I guess the Mac Mini is just fucking wilding. Mac Mini seems to be the issue here. That is what it is. So there's my little spiel. So if this, I've never recorded a voice memo. I'm sitting here moving around, just talking. This audio is probably going to be all over the place. I'm going to try to edit it, touch it up the way I usually do my audio. But then again, I'm usually talking into a microphone. But anywho, we're going to talk a little bit this week. We're going to talk about the recent 420cation. Recent 420cation to the Upper Peninsula. Went to the UP. I've been there, and it's gotten worse. It's gotten worse since I was there. I think Obama was president when I was Obama was president last time I was there. Oh, we've gone through some changes since then, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking about I finally made it out to the Improv here in Brookfield. It says Milwaukee Improv, but nigga, that ain't Milwaukee. The Brookfield Improv. Finally made it out to the Brookfield Improv to see the man Michael Che from SNL. He was in town, and He's most commonly known from SNL. I've seen him live a few times. I've seen his specials. And when my wife and I got to the show, we were waiting in line for them to let us in. We saw this crowd of like older white people. We were like, yo, they think this is just going to be an SNL set. Boy, are they wrong. Boy, are they wrong. You know, we got to talk about Atlanta, season 3, episode 6, which is called White Fashion. I don't know if I put my finger over the microphone there. Hopefully not. But we're going to talk about Atlanta season 3, episode 6, White Fashion. I just watched it again before I recorded. And there's this one scene, man, that just like, it makes me very uncomfortable to watch. That whole episode is really uncomfortable to watch, but there's just a certain line that like, by this certain person that just like, fuck, just made my skin crawl. I'm going to touch a little bit about the Gypsy King. We're going to talk a little bit about him. We're going to touch a little bit about the Gypsy King. We're going to touch on it. And we're going to talk about UFC Vegas 52, which was headlined by Jessica Andrade versus Amanda Klamos. And we're going to talk about UFC Vegas 53 next week, which is headlined by Rob Font versus Chito Vera. And if you guys would like to follow this podcast on Instagram and Twitter, it's at Babylon5Pod. You guys can email this podcast at Babylon5podcast@gmail.com. You guys can hit that like button anywhere that you're listening to this podcast. If you guys would like to follow this podcast on Twitch, it's at twitch.tv/Babylon5. You guys can purchase some merchandise by going to teespring.com/store/BOFpod-shop. And lastly, if you guys would like to be my patron, head on over to patreon.com/Babylon5pod. You know, I was like thinking about something that I wanted to do, and I wasn't sure if it's legal. If I can figure out if it's legal to do, then I would love to do this. My idea for the patrons, is that I should, if I can, you know what I'm saying? My work schedule right now doesn't permit it. But if I ever put myself if I'm ever put into a position where I can on Saturdays, I would like to, especially pay-per-views, live stream the pay-per-view to my patrons while I'm there, like reacting to the fights. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my idea. I don't even, like, it doesn't, as I'm saying it out loud, it doesn't sound legal at all. Like, I'm going to pay for the pay-per-view, you know what I'm saying? It's not going to be an illegal link. I'm going to pay for it, and then through whatever program I use, I'm going to stream myself in there fucking talking shit, watching fights, reacting. That is what I would like to do at some point, but it doesn't sound legal as I say it out loud. It doesn't sound legal at all. Speaking of legal, it was recently 420, ladies and gentlemen, which is legal in some states here in America, not here in the states of Wisconsin. I was going to say the great state of Wisconsin, but like the people I encountered in northern Wisconsin, for me to say the great state would be me coming from a perspective of someone who has only spent time probably just in certain areas of Milwaukee, not all of Milwaukee, Just certain areas of but anywhere else in the fucking state, you're gonna be like, nah, this ain't the great state. And I definitely saw that. So as I said last time I was in the UP, Obama was president. It was a different climate when I went to the UP. That was like 5-6 years ago. The climate has changed since that time. Something happened. Something happened in the last 6 years since I was since I went up north. You know, when I was a kid, I used to be hating on motherfuckers. They always be talking about like, oh, we're going up north this weekend. I'd be like, fuck y'all. What the fuck is up north? You going up north? I'd be like, that's the lamest shit ever. Like, you know, camping or some shit. And then it hit me that, yo, we're legit going up north for this 420cation. Like, I'm officially the whitest dude that I know. I just went up north. And I'll never, ever, ever, ever do it again. Shout out to Chris Cross. If y'all don't know, that was a reference to the song We Missed the Bus. We Missed the Bus. Dude, I was a kid listening to Chris Cross. They sounded so cool. You know what I'm saying? I guess for a kid, kids rapping about how they missed the school bus sounds fucking cool. Like, but right now, as a 32-year-old man, like, damn, that was probably the lamest shit. Like, if you were an adult and you seen these kids on there rapping, we missed the bus, they're like, yo, get this shit off. Get this whack-ass shit off of here. Jump, man, turn that shit off. How did y'all let Bow Wow blow up like that? I would have been like, turn that shit off. Turn that shit off. But something happened. Ladies and gentlemen, something happened since the last time I was in the UP. And honestly, I felt pretty uncomfortable heading to the UP last time, about 5-6 years ago. I felt pretty uncomfortable that time, I'm not going to lie. But it was a relatively comfortable time from what I remember. Relatively comfortable. You know, didn't have a lot of the awkward moments that I expected to have that I did have this time. Climate has changed. Something happened in the last 6 years. Wonder what happened. You know, on the way up to the UP, we're still in northern Wisconsin, the great state of Wisconsin. And it's just so many people are so excited about some guy named Brandon. Everybody's excited about Brandon. I'm like, yo, this shit is crazy. All these trailer homes on the lake. On the lake. All these trailer homes on the lake. And then just 1,000 Trump 2024. Let's go Brandon flags everywhere. Nigga. Me and Sarah and I, we stopped at fucking Quick Trip somewhere fucking far out there, northern Wisconsin. And fat old white dude screaming, grab a gun and shoot him. He said it like 3 times. You know what I'm saying? And then I looked over. He's looking right at me, shouting, grab a gun and shoot him. Grab a gun and shoot him. You feel me? Something changed in the last 6 years. Something changed. I didn't see any Brandon flags last time I was up there. Niggas wasn't talking about nobody named Trump. Not like that. We talked about the nigga jokingly, you're fired. You know? That's the shit we talked about, you're fired. Something happened. Something happened. So we go up there. It's already touchy. You know what I'm saying? Niggas is screaming, grab a gun and shoot him. At Quick Trip, nigga. That's my first time at Quick Trip. Lovely fucking gas station. Lovely gas station. That's how y'all living up there? That's how y'all living up there, Quick Trip? Lovely. Lovely. Cleanest bathroom I've ever seen in a gas station. And the chicken tenders, great. Great. I don't like waffle fries in general, but the chicken tenders were on point. I was like, they're doing something right up here. I thought the chicken was going to be bland, but they was doing something right up there. I came with my own assumptions, all right? Thought the chicken was going to be bland. To my surprise, it wasn't. Niggas was really uncomfortable with your boy up there. I was pretty uncomfortable. It was, I don't know, niggas went to the grocery store. It was just wild. Niggas tossed my fucking pastries. Oh, sloppily, they flipped all over in the fucking thing. Niggas didn't even acknowledge me at the cashier, bagger. Niggas did not acknowledge me at the grocery store. You feel me? They kept their heads down. I was like, what the fuck? Is everybody like meth the fuck out? Why are their heads down? They won't even look at me. They won't even look at me. But like, everybody else could not stop staring. People who didn't work there could not stop staring. It was like they saw a fucking alien or some shit. Kanye West had came to town. They were pretty enamored by my presence. They'd never seen one of these, or they hadn't seen one of these in quite some time. At least not up there with one of theirs, you know? Maybe that's where I fucked up. That's where I really fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I'm up there with my wife, and they're just like, I'm not having it. They're like, we're not having it today. It's a different climate, sir. This ain't 6 years ago. This is a whole new climate. Maybe it was 8 years ago. What happened 6 years ago? It's been 2 years. Fuck. Let's go back 7 years. Let's go back 8 years. Fuck. Has it been 8 years? Might have been 8 years. Some changed over the last 8 years. Let's put it in the middle. Let's smack dab in the middle of Obama's last term. And something happened in the last 8 years. I don't know what happened. Well, something happened since the last 8 years. Definitely been a 6-year little twist and shout. But shame on the UP, shame on northern Wisconsin, man. And it's like, honestly, shame on America in general. Shame on America in general. This shit's gross. I mean, as I'm saying, like, it's usually like this everywhere. And when it's not, I don't know. I don't trust it. I don't fucking trust it, to be honest with you. What kind of get out shit are y'all trying to pull on me? I don't trust it. I expect the worst of the worst out of everybody, ladies and gentlemen. Because that's the world we live in. So I expected people to be meaner, actually. That grab a gun and shoot 'em thing, like, shit, nobody grabbed a gun and shot me, thankfully. But that was probably the worst of the worst. People just choosing not to acknowledge me was probably best case scenario. Fucking best case scenario. But I don't know. I probably would not return. It's funny because, my wife and I, we went to Ann Arbor last year. If you're a long-time listener, you would know that. So my wife had never been to the UP, so I think she was expecting the climate to be a little more similar to lower Michigan, but nah, man. I mean, honestly, Yeah, I feel like they're pretty similar. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they're pretty similar. If anything, I don't know. I don't even know what's better. I don't know what's better because in the UP, like there are like no black people, maybe like one or two black people. You know what I'm saying? And they're just like they see the news, yada yada yada, and they form their opinions based off of that. Uh, but in like lower Michigan, especially a place like Ann Arbor, where they're so close to the hood, Detroit's right over there. You know what I'm saying? They know how crazy the shit goes. They know how crazy this can get. Um, which I think it's just equally uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable everywhere, honestly, except for like I don't know. Sometimes I don't feel uncomfortable in Denver. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I don't feel uncomfortable in Denver. But they killed the nigga Elijah for walking down the street with his headphones. I was at Aurora. You know what I'm saying? Things like that don't go over my head. It's like that everywhere. It's like that everywhere. I try to find little pockets of comfort. Like, oh, it's cool on that street. They didn't use a hard R over there. Yeah, they said nigga, but they didn't use the hard R over there. So, like, it's cool over there. That's just how it is. It's just how it is. It gets exhausting. Shouldn't it be exhausting on both sides? Like, nigga, goddamn, nigga, yeah, I'm here. All right, I'm here. Look, get over it. I'm here. I'm a nigga. Get over it. You know what I'm saying? Get over it. But I don't know. It's just how it is. I don't think I'm gonna return. I'm not even trying to go. Like, I ain't trying to go nowhere north of Milwaukee. Like anywhere north of Milwaukee, my nigga. I'm not trying to go. I don't want to go. I'm not interested. Nowhere actually. Not a single place. Nigga, I went to Alaska, and that was a life-changing experience. Niggas started training jujitsu. I didn't even realize until recently my wife was telling me that plane ride was the craziest plane ride. Like there was so much turbulence and she thought the plane was going to crash. I didn't know. I'm sitting there chilling, listening to my music or some shit. I didn't realize we were in such danger, but it would have been really life changing had I known I was that close to death. But other shit happened to other people, and I just happened to be there, and I was like, I'm not safe in this world. I'm not as safe as I think I am. I need to shore some shit up. And then when I went to the jujitsu class, I was like, everybody in here can fuck me up. That little girl over there could fuck me up. Like, really not safe in this world. Really not safe in this world. But nah, man, there's nothing to make you comfortable in the UP. Maybe if Ice Cube came on and put me on that show, Black versus White, or Black and White, turned me into a white guy, put me in the UP so people can hang out with me, and they're like, "Oh, he's so cool," and then I'm like, "But guess what? I'm actually a nigga," and they're like, "What? No, you were black the whole time. How dare you trick me into liking you?" You know? And somebody call Ice Cube, because I think that is the next season right there. We're gonna move on from the UP. Happy 420 to everybody who celebrated. I had a decent time. It was like, nigga, I was trying to celebrate 420. The UP does have some interesting views. There's mountains up there. I took some pretty cool pictures. The one might be the cover for my next project. But yeah, some interesting views. But like, I got to the point where I was like, yo, I should probably not go outside too much more. I should probably, unless we leaving to go home, I should probably not go outside. That's the climate up there. So we stayed in and celebrated the holidays while watching a little Barry. You know what I'm saying? But I will not venture back. Where I did venture, and I'm sure I will venture back to, if I don't die, I could die any day. If I don't die, I went to the Milwaukee Improv, which is actually the Brookfield Improv. I wish they had an improv in Milwaukee. That would be pretty cool. But they don't have an improv in Milwaukee. They have an improv in Brookfield. All right? And we went and saw Michael Che, who's the host of, what is that shit? The Weekend Update or some shit on SNL. Pretty sure he just does that. The Weekend Update. And he just does that with Colin Jost. That's his name. So the crowd, right, was mainly older white people, which I was I'm thinking none of these people have ever seen his stand-up, because it's pretty fucking raunchy. It's nothing like no fucking SNL jokes, no Scarlett Johansson jokes, which I feel like they were there to hear. Somebody even screamed out, Colin or some shit, and the person was like, man, fuck Colin. And he's just, and he's like, nah, he's one of my best friends, but then he moved on from that, because that's not what you're gonna get at a fucking Michael Che fucking show. And you know what's interesting? I've seen Michael Che 3 times now over the few years. And before this show, Sarah was saying, I wonder if he's going to do the drinking joke. And I wasn't sure what she was referring to at the time. And sure enough, he told the joke that we've been, apparently throughout the years. We saw him the day we got married. We saw Michael Che, who opened for Dave Chappelle and Jon Stewart at the Red Rocks. And he told that joke the day we got married about a gay dude trying to buy him drinks to get him fucked up so he could fuck him. And he's just like, oh, challenge accepted. And so he's letting the dude buy him all these drinks. And yada, yada, yada. I'm not going to tell the whole joke. But apparently he's been telling this joke. He told it before we got married, when he opened for Aziz. And then he told it when we got married, after we got married, the day we got married, he told it. And then he told it again at the Milwaukee Improv. So I don't know, it's interesting that he kind of recycles a lot of his jokes. His set was pretty cool, but it seemed like he was just real fucked up. He was very drunk. We were at the 9 o'clock show, which started a bit later, but the venue's pretty big. It's a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. And I paid for just the regular ticket, and seeing how big the venue was and how the seating was, it's definitely worth it to pay the VIP to sit closer. If you're going to sit in the back, you're just going to have a bad seat for the night if you're going to sit in the back. It's just honestly not worth it. It's worth it to catch one of those VIP seats if you can, you know what I'm saying? But what's real crazy, right? So this is a random story that there was a woman there. So as I'm telling you, there's a lot of older white people who came out to see Michael Che. And my wife and I are thinking these people are thinking this is going to be like SNL funny, talk about celebrities, like, you know what I'm saying? Like some kind of ha-ha, real funny, everybody can relate to kind of shit. But that's not what Michael Che's stand-up is like at all. That's not what his TV show is like at all, that damn Che, which he previewed like a couple skits for the new season that's about to come out, which I'm looking forward to that. But his comedy outside of SNL isn't like that. And I would say his comedy on SNL isn't like that, but people only see him for like 10 minutes on SNL and then they see all that other cheesy shit. You know what I'm saying? They see all that other cheesy shit. And so there was this older white woman who came in there with her daughter who, you know, I'm not sure, but it looked like her daughter had Down syndrome. And one of Michael Che's jokes, one of the topics that he was going off on was just how he misses the word retarded and people should say the word retarded. It's just about who you say the word retarded to the point where like this woman just pops up, grabs her daughter and just drags her daughter out of there. Is kind of a fucked up moment there, you know what I'm saying? But who would have thought like that this would be the audience? These older white people. Who would have thought this would be the audience for Michael Che? But it just so happened to be because they think they're going to get some like SNL cheesy fucking shit. They've never looked into Michael Che, and I'm telling you, like even when I watched the Weekend Update, his comedy, it's not like it's definitely not like the Colin Jost's fucking humor. It's not like anybody else on the show. That's why he only does that fucking shit. Because he's the gritty fucking comedian that comes in here and does that. So, I don't know. It's unfortunate that the woman was offended in that way. But you probably should have done your research on who you were taking your daughter to see. Everybody there should have done research because I don't think it's sold out. All right, every night sold out. He's performing, or he might not be performing right now as I speak. It's pretty late, or he could be. This could be his last show. But every show from Friday through Sunday sold out, and I don't necessarily feel like people knew what they were getting into. But I'm happy. It was a great first show at the Improv. Like we said, it was pretty cool. I feel like if we stayed, we probably could have took pictures with him, but at that point, I was ready to go because he was playing a bunch of skits. He was fucked up, and he just kept playing skits. And I'm like, yo, let's just get out of here because we're going to watch this shit at some other point. And it's like, if we all wait for everybody to be trying to get out of here, they got them yonder bags, nigga. So I'm not trying to sit in a line to get my phone out of this fucking yonder bag. Let's get the fuck out of here. You know? But shout out to Michael Che. That was a pretty dope set outside of those people who were highly offended. There's a lot of people screaming out. I can't stand it when people feel like if he asks you a question, fine. But otherwise, shut the fuck up. That is not what you're here for. I don't care about any of your input. I don't care if you're excited about this name he just mentioned. Now you need to yell out a catchphrase. Like, I did it so crazy that people just insanely just blurt out catchphrases when they hear a name. And they're like, it's like, why do you feel like you're a part of this right now? Why do you feel like you're a part of this? You're not. You're not a part of this. You never will be. But yeah, I can't wait to go back to see Michael Che, or go back to the Improv, see some comedy at the Improv. There are some comedy shows I'm planning to attend coming up here, but they're not at the Improv, either of them. So there's that. I don't know when the next trip to the Improv will be, but I can't wait. Thank you, Che, for a dope-ass set. Shout out to Mr. T's fucking daughter who had a funny ass set before that. Like her shit was fucking hilarious. I forget her name. But just Google Mr. T's daughter and you'll find her and she's fucking hilarious. Right? Dope ass comedian. Oh, we definitely gotta talk about Atlanta as we always do. We got Atlanta season 3, episode 6, White Fashion. There's a lot of things that go on in this episode, man. A lot to unpack. A lot to unpack. So I want you guys to, like, if you're listening to this, fucking watch Atlanta. Like, it's so crazy. Because this episode starts out with these designers who, I don't know, man. It's disgusting. These designers, these fucking, what is it, high fashion? Because I'm saying, like, these designers, but, like, they are designers. Like, isn't everybody designers? But they have designer clothes. Is where I'm confused. Why is it called designer clothes? But, like, everybody who makes clothes would be like a designer. Anywho, I don't understand this high fashion shit. I don't understand it at all. So these niggas is they're fucking making their fucking clothes, man, and they put it out this new fucking clothing line, and it's a raccoon on the front, and on the back it says Central Park 5, and it's like the advertisement is like some blonde white girl wearing the jersey. She's like, or wearing the shirt, or whatever. She's like laying down, and it says Central Park 5 on her back, and there's just like black dudes like laying around her. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, it's Atlanta. It's Atlanta. It's fucking gross. But, that's just how it is. It's the same shit like when they put out that Coolest Monkey in the Jungle shit, just so they could go on this apology campaign. Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't that one company do the blackface on like Gucci or some shit? Oh, I'm sorry. We didn't know that was offensive, that we put these fucking black person with these big old red lips on there. Didn't know you'd find that offensive. We're sorry. But now that you're thinking about us, we got Gucci bags on sale since the bad press. Why don't you guys cop some new merchandise? See, it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. Then they partner up with somebody, and that's what's going on here in this episode with this fucking white fashion. There's this line here that, as I'm saying, was just so gross to me. There's this black dude who calls himself an activist, artist, foodie, or whatever. And he says to Alfred, he asks him, so is this your first time apologizing for white people? All right. And I was like, what? Apologizing for white people? And he goes on to say, all right, so black dude, he goes on to say that he hasn't paid for a meal in 73 police shootings. And it's just like, I watched it again for a second time, and it's just fucking, even just saying it now gives me fucking chills. It's gross. Like, I was like, fuck. And it's just like he was put in this committee, you know what I'm saying, this apology committee. Because once that ad came out for that new clothing line with the raccoon on the front and the Central Park 5 in the back, they get the popular black rapper and all these black activists together. And it's pretty, like, evident that they're all just there for themselves. Somebody asked, like, Al, French reporter asked Al, like, after this, is racism over? And Al says, like, fuck no. But Khalil, this little guy who said the 73 thing, he interrupts him and was like, he said the board is working on an initiative to end racism by 2024. And the whole room is like, yeah, and starts cheering. Like, are you kidding? They're working on a fucking plan to end racism by 2024. So all niggas wanted to hear some nonsense like that. Nigga, and then when it comes to the backroom meeting, and they're asking them what these people want out of this whole meeting of what they're doing, this initiative, like this apology of what happened with this clothing line. And all these people like are asking for like Nikes, tickets to like vacations. They want to go see Raisin in the Sun, like Black Panther 2. Damn, Raisin in the Sun. Now I'm thinking about it. Earlier today, some old white lady, she started talking to some other, it was like some customer in the store, and they start talking, and the woman, the older white lady says, oh, I went and saw Raisin in the Sun. And me being a theater person, instantly I perked up to like, what the fuck is she about to say right now? And I like looked over, and she like said like, it's and like kind of like mouthed something to the person. And I'm like, yo, what did she just say? Because I don't know if they gentrified it. They probably gentrified it. But Raisin in the Sun was about black people. You know what I'm saying? It's about this poor black family. And you got this whole racist landlord and all this shit like that. It's not America, honestly. You know, things will never change like a raisin in the sun. So I hear this fucking lady say raisin in the sun, and I look over like, what is she about to say? And she like, I don't know why. I don't know if she saw me and was like, maybe I should keep it down. But she like mouthed something to the woman instead of saying it out loud. I was like, oh, I know what's going on over there. My theater fucking class ass fucking knows, like, because who fucking needs to fucking mouth some shit unless what you're saying is possibly fucked up? You know what I'm saying? Unless what you're saying is possibly fucked up. I thought that was wild. But back to Atlanta. These niggas don't want to help anything. They're not trying to change anything. All they want is Nikes, trips, and they want to go see Raisin in the Sun and tickets to Black Panther 2, which is a repeating thing here. Niggas just want to go see Black Panther 2. It's funny because they was like, nigga, Whoopi Goldberg and Lorenz Tater in this one. I'm like, nigga, I'll go see that. Whoopi and Lorenz Tater in there. I would legit go see that. That's the movie right there to make. Nah, this show is pretty crazy. But another thing that happens here with Darius, which is pretty fucking nutty. So Darius, these people are saying like, yo, we'll get you guys whatever. We'll get you guys like lunch. What do you want? Darius says he wants jollof rice, which is a Nigerian dish. All right, he wants jollof rice. Nobody there, none of these white people know what jollof is. And then one of the assistants is like, yo, I will take you anywhere like you want to go. Can you show me where you get this food or whatever? And he takes this white lady to this Nigerian restaurant, and like Darius and this lady, Mimi, who owns the restaurant, like she picks up right away all based off of what he orders. Like, yo, are you from Nigeria? Are you Nigerian? And he's like, yeah, I'm from the Riverlands. And she happens to be from the same place too. They have this conversation with this white lady. But, in front of this white lady. This shit goes over her head. So they're eating the food. He's explaining to her, like, that Naija means Nigerian. And, like, what she's eating is fucking, like, jollof rice. And this lady, he's like, well, what's that woman eating over there? And he's like, oh, okra soup. And, like, she's like, oh, I got to get the information. Like, talking about how her husband does, like, kitchen work or, like, some shit like that, like commissary kitchens. And she's like, oh, I need to get this woman's information. But then, like, fast forward, Darius comes back to this restaurant, like, however much time later, and the restaurant's closed. And And like in front of the restaurant is a fucking food truck called Naija Bowl. This white lady that he spoke to quit her job, and the most fucked up part here that I didn't pick up on initially. Um, so the landlord that was renting the place out to the Nigerian woman Mimi wanted to kick them out of the location. The white lady never went and spoke to Mimi about investments like she was talking about in growth. She went and contacted the landlord and bought out the location from under Mimi, closed the shop, and opened up a Naija bowl where she makes these bullshit taste of Nigerian bowls right in front of where she fucking bought out Mimi. And like Darius is asking her, like, yo, where's Mimi then? Like, if you bought her out, where is she? And she's like, I don't know. We never exchanged information. She just fucking came and took that shit. She just came and took that shit. And then she tells Darius that she fucking made a bowl and named it after him. And it's a peach barbecue reduction in chunks. And she says she named it that because he's from Atlanta. And it's like they were explaining to you like he's from Nigeria this whole time. Nigerian. He's from the Riverlands. And he's looking at her like he throws that shit in the trash. You know what I'm saying? It's nonsense. She bought out the restaurant, kicked this lady out, and like just gentrified that whole shit. It's pretty fucking disgusting, man. Like there's a lot going on here. It was a pretty dope episode. This episode's called White Fashion. Yeah, if you guys are not watching Atlanta right now, I don't know what you guys are doing. If you're watching TV at all, why would you not be watching Atlanta here? I feel like, I'm not really sure if it's recording or not. I hope it is. It says 46 minutes in that it's recording. And I'm sitting here thinking like, man, I feel like I'm just babbling, but that's the whole point of the fucking podcast. That's the whole fucking point of the podcast. So maybe you're doing something right, my nigga. I'm a little thirsty here. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to say, be aware. Be aware of your surroundings. Question things. Contact people. You know, we're talking about recently a friend of mine, a former friend or old friend, I would say. I haven't seen him in a while, or haven't seen them in a while. Pardon me. Got scammed online, thinking like they knew the people they were talking to. Recently, even today, actually, this person, whoever this is, sent me a message like, how are you doing? This fake person. It's not the actual person that I know. And when I saw the message, I was like, why isn't this a message request? Like, we're Facebook friends. And I sent the real person a message like, hey, like, I think a fake you just hit me up. And he right away was like, yo, that's definitely not me. That's not how I talk. And I'm like, I knew right away it was goofy. And that person hit me up actually right before I recorded with another how you doing message. Well, I don't know who the fuck this is, but y'all just need to be mindful. Because for me, right away, I was like, that's not real. Right away when they hit me up, I was like, that is not fucking real. That's not my boy. Like, one, I ain't talked to this nigga in forever. And two, we're still fucking friends. We're still Facebook friends. So, like, why wouldn't I hit the real profile up? Why would I just be like, oh, he's randomly just hitting me from this profile with a new fucking Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Like, we follow each other on Instagram. That's not your Instagram. Y'all should just be more mindful. Just put it out there because I can't believe niggas is hitting me up. You're hitting me up? You hitting John? Your boy John? I knew right away. Niggas don't hit me up. Niggas don't hit me up if somebody hit me up, I'm skeptical off rip, nigga. Because niggas don't hit me up. So I was like, yo, this ain't real. Why would this nigga hit me up? Why would this nigga hit me up after, like, I ain't talked to this nigga in like 10 years. Like, damn near, like 10 years. Like, why would this nigga randomly hit me up? So I'm skeptical off rip. I'm definitely not going to talk to some fake ass profile. I'm going to hit up the right person. Like, yo, what's good, my nigga? What's good, my nigga? And I did. So y'all should just be more mindful. Don't even be responding to these fake ass motherfuckers. Don't even be responding to these fake ass motherfuckers. If you guys are boxing fans, then you would know that the Gypsy King Tyson Fury just knocked out Dillian White. I honestly had no idea that fight was happening until like a few days before it happened. I saw somebody post like, "Oh, they face off for the first time," and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." I wonder like how many months down the line that's happening. And I look it up and I was like, "This Saturday, nigga? Fuck! I should have talked about it." Maybe I didn't really know. Like, I didn't hear anything about this fight, and then all of a sudden it just happened, and it's like, "Oh, Tyson Fury saying like he's gonna retire after this fight." Like, he said that before the fight, then he knocked out Dillian White, just beat this nigga's ass. And then he brings out Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury brings out Francis Ngannou, ladies and gentlemen. UFC heavyweight champion Francis Ngannou. And he says that he's going to fight Ngannou next in an exhibition, in a special rules exhibition, either in a cage or a ring where they box with like UFC gloves. That's what he's going to do next. But he says he's done like as a professional boxer. He is the Gypsy King, the heavyweight champion. I think he's the lineal weight champion. He's not unified because Anthony Joshua kept running until he ultimately lost his belt to Alexander Usyk. We all know that Tyson Fury would dominate Alexander Usyk. So it's a foregone conclusion. Tyson Fury is done. The king, long live the king. The Gypsy King is done. He's hanging him up. Congratulations to Tyson Fury on a beautiful career. As I was saying years ago, that he was the best boxer, and people laughed at me. And then he knocked your fucking boy out twice. All right? He knocked your boy out twice. People laughed. But long live the fucking Gypsy King. It's unfortunate because, like, who do we have now to watch? We got Canelo. Still got Canelo. We got, who is it? Terrence Crawford, all them boys, Spence, Errol Spence. We got some guys. I like Tank Davis. There's some guys I like to watch, as far as boxing is concerned. But not a lot of them do it like my boy Tyson Fury, man. So congratulations on an undefeated career. He's retiring the king. He didn't, pick and choose these little fights. He went out there and fought everybody. Fought everybody that would step in front of him. All right? So shout out to the Gypsy King on an unblemished career. UFC Vegas 52, headlined by Jessica Andrade, getting a standing triangle choke in the very first round. Now, it was pretty cool. What she did was Lemos threw a punch, and Andrade ducked under it, and then instantly threw the arm and wrapped it around her, and then instantly locked up the triangle choke. And I love this choke because it's my favorite choke as far as jiu-jitsu, but I honestly had never even thought about attempting that choke while standing. And maybe that's because in jiu-jitsu classes, you start out rolling on your knees. So it's honestly never been That's never been an opportunity that's presented itself. But it looks so fucking cool. It's the first standing triangle choke in the history of the UFC. Shout out to Andrade on the great victory, great fight. She showed something in there that she fought different. She fought a different way than she usually fights. She was a little more patient. Rather than just coming forward, if you got this jiu-jitsu and you have that power, like, why do you have to, like, chase these people? Like, I love that she was fighting smart in there. Lemos was pretty fast with those punches, but Andrade was just better in there as far as she choked her out in the first round. So, congratulations to Jessica Andrade on the first round victory. Shout out to everybody got a win. There's a pretty sick knee bar I saw on that card. I didn't get to watch a lot of the card. I was working. It was like randomly one of the busiest days I've ever seen, so I didn't get a chance to watch a lot of the fights. Shout out to Macy Barber, who got another win. But, I mean, I figured she would. I feel like she's much better than Montana, as we saw. I figured that. But we'll see what happens as she moves up to that higher competition. Like, Roxanne Modafferi was a problem for her. She beat that ass and took like a year off of her career. So we'll see what happens moving forward. And next week, UFC Vegas 53, we have Rob Font taking on Chito Vera. And I think Rob Font is going to dust this boy up. Chito Vera is decent. People get hyped about, like, recency. You know what I'm saying? Recency. People get hyped. Yeah, he just beat Frankie Edgar. Somebody niggas was saying should have retired about 3 fights ago. Y'all been saying Edgar should have retired about since like 4-5 fights ago. For years. Niggas have been saying Edgar should have fucking retired. All right? And yet, when Chito Vera gets a knockout in the 3rd round, and some people were arguing that Frankie was winning that fight, I would say he won the 1st round. He started off a little better he started out decent in the 2nd round, but by the end of that 2nd round, Chito had turned it. Chito was taking over in that fight. Okay, let's see. So, what's confusing here is that he beat Pedro Munoz, so he could still beat some people, I guess. He beat Cub Swanson in 2018. He beat Pedro Munoz in 2020, but he got knocked out by Chito Vera, as I just said, back in November. He got knocked out he got knocked out in the 1st round by Corey Sandhagen via flying knee. In 2021, as I said, he beat Pedro. In 2020, August, he lost via TKO to the Korean Zombie. 2019, he lost in a title fight via decision to Max Holloway. He won a decision over Cub Swanson and got a championship fight next? I don't even understand that. Cub Swanson gets you a fight with Max Holloway next? A year later? Boy ain't fought for a year. And he walks into a fight with Max Holloway just because who got hurt? Who got hurt and allowed that to happen? Was it Brian Ortega? I don't feel like that one should have happened. That fight seems unfair. It doesn't make any sense. And he got knocked out by Brian Ortega the fight before that. Yeah, he beat the shit out of Yair. I didn't like that. I didn't like that fight. I was uncomfortable. Anywho, I would have said about the time... Well, even before he beat the shit out of fucking Yair, niggas thought, like, he should have retired. But then he beat up Yair, and it was like, oh, maybe he's got something left. He should keep fighting. So, like, back in 2017, niggas was, like, putting Yair up against him as, like, Yair's going to get a big win against a veteran, but it didn't work out that way, unfortunately. And he's been here ever since. And yeah, Marlon got a fucking victory on him, but Marlon has no business in there with Rob Font, all right? Marlon has no business in there with Rob Font. You know what happened when he went in there with Jose Aldo? He got his fucking ass beat. You know what happened before a fucking freak leg accident happened to Sean O'Malley? He was getting his fucking ass beat. All right? I just say those names there because I say those are some of the two top-tier competition. He lost to Song Yadong, even though people tried to say he won that fight. No, he lost. He lost. I think he has no business in there with Rob Font. Like, Font lost to Jose Aldo. All right, that's fine. Font also dusted up Cody Garbrandt. He also TKO'd Marlon Moraes, beat up Ricky Simon, I think is how it's pronounced. Beat Sergio Pettis, Bellator champion right now. Rafael Assunção, he lost to Assunção. I don't like that loss. But either so, I think Rob Font is going to dust up Chito Vera. I think the striking is just going to be too much for him. I don't know. I do like Vera's grappling. I don't know. I might flip. I might watch some things and we'll see. He's got no submissions. Well, no, he's got 8 submission victories. Vera's got 8 submission victories, 3 decisions. Font's got 4 submission victories, which I bet like most of these submission victories come from like earlier. Rob Font's last submission victory was 2017 against Douglas Silva de Andrade. Who still fights in the UFC. So he submitted Douglas Silva de Andrade with a guillotine. He got Marlon Vera, who's got 8 submission victories. And his last submission victory was in 2019 against Nohelin Hernandez via rear naked choke. And then before that, he submitted Guido Canetti via rear naked choke as well. It looks like he's pretty good rear naked choke. Yeah, he's choking. He's submitting some pretty good competition. So Cheeto's got really good jits. If it goes there, I would favor Vera in the grappling exchanges. You know. But I'm still going to go with Rob Font right now as we're talking. Yeah. And if you guys want to follow this podcast on Instagram and Twitter, it's at Babylon5Pod. You guys can email this podcast at babylon5podcast@gmail.com. You guys should hit that like button where that you're listening to this podcast. If you made it this far, appreciate you so much. If you guys are on Twitch, go ahead and follow me at twitch.tv/Babylon5. If you guys want to cop some merchandise, go to teespring.com/store/BOFpod-shop. And lastly, if you guys would like to be my patrons, head on over to patreon.com/Babylon5pod. And yeah, this has been episode 140. I'm sorry if the audio sounds so crazy. I probably covered up the microphone too many times. Maybe you guys didn't hear anything just now. Last 5 minutes, who knows? Hopefully not. Or hopefully you heard everything. And I'd be real upset if that's how it was. But I'm going to try to edit this audio a little bit if I can and get it to you. But thank you guys so much for being here another week. And I hope you guys are taking care of yourselves and each other. And I'll see you when I see you. I'll holla.
Down Babylon Kingdom, team make me chant down Vatican now. Down chant down Babylon Kingdom, team make me chant down Vatican now. Chant down Babylon Kingdom, team make me we chant